Hey guys, Ryan here from RØDE, and today we are with Jackie M, who runs regular Hangouts on Google+, teaching people how to cook. So did you want to tell us a little bit about the Hangouts and how you got started with this whole business?
Yeah, sure. I actually come from an IT background myself, but so when Google Plus got launched, I was one of the first people who signed up for it. But the one point of difference that Google Plus has over some of the other social media networks out there is the fact that they've got this thing called Hangouts, which essentially, it started out as basically like group conversations, just like basically group Skyping or something like that.
Like
but
friends.
Then, yeah, that's right. So I started doing that originally just with people with similar interests. You know, I used to listen to a particular podcast and, you know, I would basically host these hangouts with fellow listeners sort of thing, and we'll talk about the latest episode and that sort of stuff. And then when Google came out with Hangouts on air, which meant it was going to be broadcast all over, I thought, well, this is a perfect tool for me to be able to show people how to cook Malaysian food, because cooking is basically what I do for a living.
So since you started the Hangouts, there's obviously been a few challenges when it comes to your audio setup and your video setup and whatnot.
Yeah. I've had a lot of challenges. It's still very new technology, I think. I mean, I was actually quoted in the papers a few weeks back where I basically said, look, you know, nowadays, if you want like a global presence, you don't need a TV show that's going to have a high production budget and all that sort of stuff. All you need is a laptop and a webcam and an internet connection.
Yeah.
But the reality is, once you start doing them, you realize there are other challenges involved, especially with regards to audio. Audio on my laptop isn't great, which was what I was using for a little while. And I started getting feedback from people saying, oh, I can't really hear what you're saying and that sort of stuff. And that's when someone pointed me to you guys and said, oh, talk to RØDE Mike, you know, they might be able to help you out with that. So that's how we kind of got together.
Yeah, that's it. So obviously you wanted to stay hands-free, having to run back and forth and get ingredients and things.
Right, yeah.
And you've also got the fridge noise, so that way with your microphone on the laptop, you're obviously getting a lot of room noise and it's kind of washing out a little bit too much.
Exactly, that's right. I mean, we just had to scope out a little bit like how I'm going to do everything and like what kind of space we were working with. And instinctively people suggest like a lavalier mic, but you know, the fact, like you say, that I move around a bit, you know, and would need some kind of a wireless setup. Might be a little bit tricky, so we've decided to go with this overhead. Yeah, it's worked really well, I think. I mean, it captures just enough of the area, you know, where I do my cooking for it to pick up the right noises without picking up the sound of the humming freezers in the background. Yeah,
so just for all you guys watching, we're actually using the NT55 for Jackie today. So the idea behind that is that obviously you can pick up everything that you're saying, being just out of frame, and then also pick up the sounds of the cooking and chopping, just so it sounds more natural while people are watching.
That's right, yeah, and I don't have to worry about like having wires around me and that sort of stuff.
So obviously without access to the wireless belt packs, which can be pretty expensive and whatnot, and the fact that you need to have a live stream directly to the computer, so you couldn't use something with dual system audio where you're recording separately and syncing later, being a live thing that ends up straight on YouTube as soon as you finish with
Exactly, that's right. And that's the beauty about these Hangouts. And to be honest, that's part of the reason why I do them. The fact that I do have a YouTube channel that I always struggle to create content for. When I'm doing these Hangouts, they get uploaded automatically onto YouTube and everyone can watch them forever.
Yeah.
You know?
So you've got the convenience of having it uploaded straight away, but then also the challenge of having to get it right the first time so that you don't have to kind of remove it or something.
Exactly, yeah, that's right. So I mean, to be honest, I'm not an audio person. I'm not the sort of person who looks for like the best like headphones and all that sort of stuff. Never have been, you know. But once I've heard the difference between what we've got now and what we had, like, you know, a few weeks ago, I guess I'll just never look back, I think.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for having us down here.
Thank you.
Where can people find your Hangouts online, and have you got a website that they can check out?
I've got a website. Your best bet would be to go to jackiem.com.au, jackiem.com.au, and you'll have all the links to all my different social media networks and YouTube and all that sort of stuff as well.
Great. Thanks for having us down.
No problems. Thanks, Ryan. Thank you, everyone, for joining us from home, the comfort of your home. And today, I am doing the third in my series of Ramadan-themed Hangouts. So today, what we're going to be making is a Malay or Malaysian goat stew called sup kambing. Usually, we have it with crusty white bread over at night markets and that sort of stuff. I'm going to try using this one today. This is from Malaysia, called Mak Siti. It says it's a soto soup mix, spice mixture. And I'll put some coriander here. This is what they look like, okay? What I'm doing is using the curry spice mixture for the base flavoring.